Welcome to the Birmingham Podcast video blog. The purpose of this blog is to showcase all the cool and awesome stuff around Birmingham. Your hosts for tonight are Wes Day and Justin Moose Johnston. Welcome to the Birmingham Podcast video blog. This is our first episode, and we just wanted to introduce ourselves and let you know about all the good things and the goals here at the Birmingham Podcast.
Hi, I'm Wes Day, creator of the Birmingham Podcast.
And I'm Justin Moose Johnston, events coordinator and contributor to the site. Now, before we get started, we want to let everybody know that you can find all what we believe to be cool in Birmingham at www.bhmpodcast.com. And you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/bhmpodcast. On our page, you'll be able to view a calendar of upcoming events, interact with moderators such as myself and Wes, learn about all the cool restaurants, music venues, and nightlife, and read various blogs and listen to a multitude of podcasts. So, that brings us to our topic of episode number 1. Why create the Birmingham Podcast? Wes, you want to take this one?
Sure thing, Moose. I started this project because I had a crazy idea about starting a podcast channel that would have more than one podcast on it. And it started out with me doing 2 podcasts for about a month or so, and I wound up waking up every morning and reading the news, writing a script, producing the podcast, and wound up getting a little bit burnt out on that. So a couple of years have gone by since then, and I've had a lot of time to think about the project. It occurred to me the other day that I should try it again, but invite friends to join with me, kind of like starting a band or something. So I invited Moose. Moose is working with me here now. And we're having a lot of fun creating content for the project at this point and trying to approach Birmingham news from a different angle. We're not here to put anybody down, so we don't want to write any bad, scathing reviews.
Yeah, that would be bad.
It would be bad.
Yeah.
So if you have an establishment that you would like us to review, and we come and review it, and it's not very good, we're not going to tell the world how terrible you are, because our only goal is to raise up what's good and cool about Birmingham. So, if you're interested in that, you can let me know. Email me, wes@bhmpodcast.com. You can email Moose at moose@bhmpodcast.com. Got a couple projects I'm working on right now. We're trying to add a section to the website called Where to Go in Birmingham, and essentially we've broken up into restaurants, nightlife, and music venues, and we're just trying to share what we think is cool about certain venues and establishments that we would recommend people going to if they were out of town and only had a night to experience all that Birmingham has to offer. So,
also, I'm working on, actually the next week, hoping to do a couple interviews. One with a bartender here that if you've gone to some of the places that we frequent, who has been named by AL.com as one of the top 5 bartenders for the past 4 years, and a guy named Berkeley who works at Rojo.
Berkeley.
He works at Avondale Brewery, and he also works at Stillwater Pub doing his trivia. Hoping to get to sit down with him and see what's going on, and just get a general interview about him and what he thinks about the city of Birmingham and what's going on, what he thinks is cool. Also, I'm hoping to get in touch with the Birmingham bagpiper, Ryan Morrison.
That's cool.
Which I think is one of the gems of Birmingham that people don't know a whole lot about.
I've never heard of him.
Well, he's definitely cool. Actually, on my personal YouTube page, I have his pipe band playing the theme to Star Wars.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's really, really, really cool.
Well, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, it is. So, also, another one of our contributors, Charlie Hicks, I understand that earlier today he had an interview with the brewmaster at, what is it?
Beer Engineers.
Beer Engineers out of Gaston, Alabama, and it sounded like it turned out quite well, and hopefully we'll be able to get that podcast up on the site about the same time that we put this video blog up.
Charlie's here actually working with us right now, and
He's
making sure
right
that he's scrolling for us. So, Charlie, say hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, see? Proof. He's here.
Actually, I'm really good at throwing my voice.
Oh, that's really good. Damn, man, that's talented.
So that's just some of the things that are going on.
This just in, we're changing our format to How to Throw Your Voice from BHM Podcast.
So before we end the episode, Wes, I'd like to give the people here the chance to know of some of the things coming up in the next couple of weeks that might interest them.
Let's do it.
So, for instance, on Sunday, February 17th, the Tragic City Rollers, Birmingham's original roller derby team, has a doubleheader in which they'll take on the River Region Roller Girls at 4 p.m. And then the All-Star team takes on Huntsville's Rolling Arsenal Derby at 6 p.m. If you've ever been to roller derby before, you know that this takes place at the Zamora Shrine Temple in Irondale. The doors open at 3 p.m. Yes, I'm pretty sure that there will be alcohol sold at the bar.
Yeah, I heard that. That was a rumor. It was going around. I'm pretty sure it's true. There will be alcohol involved at the roller derby event. Monday, February the 18th at Stillwater Pub, Mike McCall is going to be hosting Kamikaze, Birmingham's best local comedy show at 8 p.m. And it's immediately followed by Trivia with Berkeley. So you definitely want to check that out. I think Kamikaze is an open mic night. And if that's true, or still is true, because I've done the open mic night there and it turns out I'm not funny. That was really weird. So you definitely want to show up early and talk to Mike McCall about that if you want to participate with the Kamikaze. It's a lot of fun to find out you suck. So anyway, we're going to move on to the next
So,
one here.
as always, well, I would say as always, most of the time on Wednesdays, there's a great event that happens at Rojo. It is a pub quiz, and on February 20th, there will be no difference.
You host that.
I host that from time to time. I actually hosted it would be 2 weeks ago, and then I'll be hosting again in another 2 weeks. The quiz starts around 7:15. It's in the side room at Rojo. The top 3 teams get different denominations of credit. First place gets $120.
Wow.
Second place gets $40, and third place gets $20. I will say this though: there are dark and gallows humor and sexual content that comes with the pub quiz. So I've been told by Laney and Clark in Berkeley that this is an adults-only event.
I've heard that before somewhere.
Yes, yes. Moving on, an issue that I believe we really need to focus on these days is the HIV AIDS pandemic. And I really believe that us as a society have become desensitized to this issue. I mean, you think about when you and I were kids, if you changed the channel and not come across MTV, you'd see a PSA or a commercial about the prevention of HIV and AIDS. And
true story.
I mean, you just don't see that anymore. So I really think that especially the younger generation really needs to know about this pandemic. And the reason I bring this up is because on Friday, February 22nd at 4 p.m. in Volker Hall, lecture room E, Dr. Michael Sagg, who happens to be the father of a guy that I officiate football with, and his colleague will present a lecture entitled 30 Years of AIDS. And it's just an overview of the pandemic and how the view of HIV and AIDS has changed over the past 3 decades. So,
You know, that's really true. We don't see a lot about that right now. It used to be all over popular culture about how important it was to get checked for AIDS and HIV, and you don't see that a lot anymore. And it's very important. If you're going around and having sex, and hopefully you're cool enough to get sex, we want you to make sure that you're not also spreading some shitty disease and being a piece of shit. Can I cuss?
I guess you can.
All right, cool. Sorry. On Sunday, February the 24th, the Black Market Bar and Grill will be hosting Celtic Sessions, an all-ages get-together focusing on Celtic music. So if you want to hear some good traditional music, come on out and be prepared to be wowed on that one. It's going to be really cool. Ooh. Jazz hands? No, I was just kidding, man.
Beer glass.
Beer glasses. Okay.
So that's just some of the items we have coming up in the next week or so. Just want to let you know we hit some of the highlights. We didn't hit everything that we think is cool and awesome.
We have a calendar.
But we do have a calendar on BHMPodcast.com.
Yep.
And I try to update it as much as possible. If I see something I think we might be interested, I put it on there. The 50 years forward, commemorating the 50-year anniversary of the Civil Rights Movement. I put a lot of their events on there.
I didn't see anything about that.
Well, because I don't put 50 years forward on there, I just put the events there themselves.
That's cool.
Like when I went and saw Michael Franti a couple weeks ago, that was part of the 50 years forward, and he actually did a lecture with...
See, there are things on this calendar that even I don't know about, and I started this shit.
Just know
That was
Birmingham.
really egotistical coming across.
Yes.
I didn't mean for them. Sorry.
Just know that Birmingham is, of course, bustling with lots of cool stuff.
There's lots of cool stuff, really.
And so for more events, you can just go to our website at www.bhmpodcast.com.
I gotta say, that's about it. I think we got an episode in the bag, Moose.
I think we do.
I'm Wes Day.
And I'm Justin Moose Johnston, Birmingham. Stay cool and awesome.
Yes, sir.